Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to fix the problem with the WAMP servers not working. Like when you try to start WAMP, let's start WAMP first. So I'm using WAMP server 64 bits here, and we get a test a localhost. It's actually taking me to the IIS server. Okay, now what it does is my IIS server is using port 80. So what I need to do is, if I go to Apache and do the services to test port 80, it's going to say Microsoft IIS is using it. That's why when I do localhost, it's going to take me to scoops. I have IIS server hosting that. Now, how to fix this? So we can just change. Let me give you instruction first. Instruction is you're going to need to change the HTTP dot httpd.config. Right, so we pretty much just want to change the port. Change port 80, which is the default port, to 81 on that file, and the file should be able to find from this path under config. So we open it up and we're gonna search for 80. Now we're gonna replace this one, server name localhost from 80 to 81, and we're going to search more. We're going to replace the other two here. Okay, to 81. Okay, and that should do for the HTTPD here. Let me just make sure we know it again. Right, we replace that. So we do. That should do, and save the file, and then of course you need to right click and exit and start your WAMP again. Now this one will only do it for when you type the URL 81. Like if I go back to WAMP, I go to localhost, it's still taking me to port 80, but when I do colon 81, it will works. Now if I want to change this to every time when I do go to click on localhost, it should take me to my 81. How do I fix that? So that one should do by changing your other files. Okay, what are the other files? The English lang, that's one thing. This is for the test server. Like when you go to this Apache service is test at port 80. Since I'm changing everything to 81, I want to find 80 and replace with 81 on this file, right? Like that one is going to find and replace with 81. So that should do when you save that. And also this is the test port. When I do that, it should call to 81. So I'm going to do the same thing, replace all. It should did 3 of them, right? See that? And web manager, this is the place where localhost is supposed to say, when you do replace, you want to say HTTP localhost, you want to replace with 81 now. Replace all. Okay, 3 occurrences. save the file, you save these 3 files. So first one under CWAMP, right, manager.tpl. Second one under CWAMP scripts testport.php. Save it. And third one is CWAMP lang English.lang. Okay. Now that's the last one that we did earlier. Now let's test again. After that, of course you need to exit, right? And what else? Start your WAMP again. Alright, so let's close these 2 pages and other pages about WAMP and test to see if it's working. Alright, so localhost, voila. Alright, and your port setting should be working now. Service. Oh, the text not showing. Apache is using, this is good. Now the text not showing because one of the file here, let's double check the English.lang. Test port 81, right? Alright, so but that's also another thing. If you're running Skype, right, that could cause a problem too. Like, let me open my Skype. Like Skype's normally it's going to open up by default when you open your machine. And Skype also going to use the port 80. Right, so now let's test port 80. Sometimes it's going to show you Skype when you do test port 80. So what we need to do, okay, let me try to, I cannot open my Skype. For some of you who use Skype and want to use port 80 instead of port 81, not depending on IS like mine, you may want to fix that. You may see Skype is using port 80 by going to Tools, Options, right, Advanced, Connection, and just take this one out, and that one should help after you restart your Skype. And then you just pretty much quit your Skype from right click here, quit, and also restart your WAMP, okay, by exit, okay, and then restart them. It should work too. Like my, I already used port 81, so it should not be a problem.